behind the plate. They will face Patrick Corbin, making his fourth start now.
It always ends up being when you're loose and you're letting it go, letting it rip, what happens?
He says he was done with bull riding after that. He's done with this at bat. That's a great fastball from Corbin.
Really? No idea.
Swing and a tip. Good work. 0-2. Paint fastball from Corbin. Garcia is going to turn on one and drive it out to right.
Many can copy us.
Marte's not even going to chase it. Luis Garcia goes yard. Solo shot, 2 batters in. Nats have a 1-0 lead, and Luis Garcia now 3 for 4 career against Max Scherzer.
Well, tack him early. Nicely done right there, Luis Garcia. He's going to throw it there. You better be ready to go.
Palacios up the middle. McNeil can't get there. Cobb's coming home. He's going to score standing up. Exit velo is overrated. Josh Palacios has doubled the Nats' lead here in the ninth. Abrams off the side of the mound and out into right center. Ruiz in to score. Coming in behind him is Palacios. And C.J. Abrams drives in 2. That's doing damage here, top 9, and it's 5-1. And they have C.J. Abrams picked off. Vargas dancing down the third base line. They throw it away. Coming in to score is Vargas. Abrams the second. Mets are falling apart here, top 9, and the Nats are making them pay. Lane Thomas through the left side. C.J. Abrams coming home. Throw, cut off.
From the lab.
And another run off for
Many
the
can
Nats here
copy us, but
tonight.
none can duplicate
A
us.
5 spot, and it's 7-1. Now Eric Fetty looking to bounce back from a rough one his last time out.
Sinker, curveball, cutter, changeup. Ultimately, what it comes down to for Eric Fetty is attack the zone.
By him for strike 3.
Right late, he went with a slider.
Did he go? He did.
Oh, it's actually telling people that he punched out. Check swings, you call down, especially for strike 3. You get to say, yes, he did, right? Instead of doing like the whole nonchalant, like, yeah, he went.
Line drive. How about a leaping play by Ildemaro Vargas? Gonna jog it over to Eric Fetty himself. This guy got some air.
15 on the vertical jump right there. He thought there were 3 outs. Just got caught. Nice view right here. You know, you want to know how to score that one right there. You put an L4 with the 6 by it.
Doesn't matter if it was the third baseman making the catch.
Or I mean an L4 with a 5 by it. Sorry.
Lindor gonna shoot one out to right center. Back on it is Robles. A leap at the wall. He's got it. Victor Robles up against the right center field fence. Robbing Francisco Lindor of extra bases. Pulls it to right.
Welcome to Sports on the Hill podcast. Hashtag DC Sports Without the Politics with Carol and Robbie on True Radio Network. Thank you, gentlemen.
That's right. It's Monday night, special edition, Labor Day special. You
The
know,
live
we normally
sports,
don't do
news, and entertainment you
Labor
love
Day
for
shows,
less.
but I figured I had to do a show tonight because the Nationals actually had a winning week, and I couldn't let that go by. I've covered this team all year, and it's been rough following this team all year with the season that they've had. But yeah, they actually won 4 out of 6 games last week. So I was like, normally we don't do a show, but just because we went through the struggles of these losing weeks over and over again, and it's a week before football season, well, 3 days before football season officially kicks off on Thursday. So I figured, why not do a show? Robbie G will be back, I believe, next week. And if everything lines up correctly, I should be rolling out the CP3 Live from the Lab show Monday through Friday, starting hopefully next week, 10 a.m., between 30 minutes to 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, just recapping some of the sports that went on the night before and, you know, just talk some other stuff that anybody wants to talk about. But stay tuned. I believe Robbie G will be back in the booth next evening. Not next evening, 2 weeks when football season kicks off for the Washington Commanders on the 11th. And it will be coming to you live on the 12th, as always. And I should be rolling out live on the lab that week if everything lines up like I'm hoping it should. Actually, the Nats, if you're watching the video before, Nats, as I said, had a good week last week, winning 4 out of 6 and winning 2 out of 3 versus the Mets. And you just saw the video I put together for that. So we definitely want to recap that. And they played today. They have a 4-game series, I believe. A 4-game series versus St. Louis. And they got a shutout today, 6-0. So I'm gonna go ahead and break that one down also. Since we on a little roll now. Bear with me, I'm in here trying to work with some of the right there. All right. Yeah, so we can break down and recap this week that was and get into some of the week that started. Also, later, after I finish the Nationals coverage, I want to talk about the Commanders roster breakdown. I haven't went on the record about the roster that's been in, like Coach said, it would be a fluid roster. They've made some moves, made some acquisitions. So from the original post that I put out when the original roster was rolled out last Tuesday, it's a few moving pieces. So I'm going to update on that and give a little preview for the upcoming game, Week 1 game versus Jacksonville Jaguars, which the Commanders are currently, I believe, a 3.5-point favorite. But it's not going to be a walk in the park, and I'm going to break that down why it's not going to be a walk in the park. A lot of people think it would be. I felt confident, but then after looking at some intangibles, but I'm going to get into those when I get down into Commanders talk. But let's go ahead and get into Nationals talk, because I know it's Labor Day and folks is probably still getting their grub on, watching wrestling like I am, or watching some baseball, because baseball season is wrapping up. And currently the Nats are sitting 48-87. As I said, last week they went 4-2. They starting off this week already 1-0. Counting this game, they're 7-3 in their last 10. They've had a 3-game series versus the A's, and then they had a 3-game series versus the Mets last week. A's, under 500 also, but they're a talented squad in MLB. Any team can win any given day. First game of the series was the victory for the A's. They won the game 10-6. They actually had Nats actually had a 4-1 lead going into the third, and then unfortunately the bullpen faltered, as we've seen them do several times in this season. But it was a 10-6 loss. Unfortunately, they weren't able to hold on to the lead. Cole Irwin earned the victory for the A's. That put him at 7-11. He went 5 1/3, giving up 9 hits, 5 runs with 6 strikeouts and a walk. Eric Fetty took the loss that dropped him to 5-9. He only lasted 2 2/3. He gave up 9 hits, 6 runs, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. This game he wasn't aggressive at all. He was staying outside too much. He, wasn't challenging the hitters, and they, like I said, 2 2/3. They got 9 hits and 6 runs off of him. So, yeah, this wasn't a good start for him. He's been, up and down, but he's, at 5-9, not too bad. He definitely looked better today. We can't wait to break down that game. I mean, last night. Got to play it again today. So yeah, can't wait to break down the game from the night before, the performance that he put up. In the bottom of the first, Lane Thomas hit a solo home run, and Nelson Cruz had a sacrifice fly. In the bottom of the second, Lane Thomas had an RBI single, and Joey Meneses had an RBI double. And then in the bottom of the fourth, Meneses had an RBI double again. And that's when, after that point, they had a 4-1 lead, and unfortunately, things didn't get any better. No, they were down 4-1 because we gave us 6 runs to 2/3. I can't read longhand right now after pardon me. It's been a crazy day today. And in the 8th, Luis Garcia hit a solo home run to account for the 6 runs that the Nats put up on the board, but unfortunately they lost 10-6. The second game of the series was a 5-1 victory for the Nationals. Anibal Sanchez earned his first win of the season. That put him at 1-5. He looked like that Sanchez of old from the World Series season. He lasted to the 7th inning, only gave up 1 run, changed speeds well, location was there, and fastball was enough to get around, to get over for him to get the victory. And he went, as I said, 7 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 run, with 4 strikeouts and 3 walks. And the other guy, I can't even try to pronounce his name, James Capraleon, I believe it is. He took the loss that dropped him to 3-9. He went 5 2/3, giving up 7 hits, 5 runs. 2 of those earned with 3 strikeouts and no walks. And the top of the 5th, the Nats put up 5 runs in put up 4 runs, in the 5th inning. Palacio, who was a recent call-up, got an RBI single. Luis Garcia, he got an RBI single. And Luke Voigt hit a 2-run home run in the 5th. And then in the 6th, Vargas hit an RBI double. And Vargas, that dude, he had a hell of a week at the plate, in the field. If you, like I said, check out the video that I played before the show. He's made plays, since he's got on the field. He's been, kind of like a spark for this team. And we haven't seen as many errors coming from the infield as we were before. Garcia's playing second. Got C.J. Abrams playing shortstop along with Vargas. They change up. Sometimes Vargas is at third. So it's good to see, you see some improvement. Because I know, like I said, the last 10 games, they're 7-3. We haven't been able to say that in a long time for this team. And last game of the series, Nats found a way to pull it out and win in the extra innings. 7-5 win in 10. It was actually Joey Meneses walk-off, 3-run home run that won the game. I'm still trying to see if that's the first walk-off of the season for the Nats. I haven't been able to get that information. So I can't remember any other walk-off come from behind wins this season so far. But it was a 3-run home run in the top of the 10th. It was I watched that game, and yeah, it was it reminded you of the Nats of the World Series season. Like I said, you get glimpses and flashes of what this team can be throughout the season, and this was reminded me of that magical run. The way that the Nats would always find a way to come back, and no matter what happened, the top of the inning or the inning before, they would find a way to get the man on and get him across the plate to either tie the game or win the game. And we saw that this game. Hunter Harvey got the win. That was his first win of the season. That put him at first win of the season. He went 1 inning, giving up 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 of those earned, 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. Norhe, I guess, Ruiz took the loss. That put him at 0-1. He went 2/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 of those earned with 1 strikeout and 1 walk. In the top of the first, Meneses had an RBI single. In the 7th, Cruz had a fielder's choice that a run scored on. The Nats were down at that point. Then Vargas hits an RBI single in the top of the 8th. The bottom of the 8th to tie the game up, to force extra innings and get to the extra innings. Oakland puts up 2 runs in the top of the 10th, and at that point I'm like, oh man, the Nats been struggling to get hits. They better to bring their closer in. This might not be a good look. There goes the series. Like I said, we've seen this happen before. The bullpen give up some runs, and unfortunately, we don't have the offensive firepower that we're used to seeing. That we would normally see this team come back on the regular. But lo and behold, as I said, Joey Meneses hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 10th to secure the series and secure the win, 7-5. Nats win, go into the series with the Mets on a high note after winning 2 out of 3. And surprisingly, 7 was the number in this series because every game the winner scored 7 runs. The first game was a 7-3 loss to the Mets. Michael Gibbons earned the victory. I put him at 7-3. He went an inning and 2/3, giving up no hits or runs with 1 strikeout and a walk. Josiah Gray took the loss. That put him at 7-9. He went 5 innings, giving up 6 hits, 6 runs, 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. The bullpen, that's right there. This game is in the bullpen. Gave up 4 runs in the 6th inning. Game was tied. And unfortunately, the bullpen faltered once again and wasn't able to put any zeros up. As soon as Gray came out, that's when they gave up. I forgot the guy who came. I think it was Machado's on the IL. He just came off. I'm not sure remember which pitcher came in. He inherited a runner, so that's why the loss got attributed to Gray. But I'm trying to remember which pitcher came in. But he didn't do a good job. He inherited a runner that scored. And 7-3 was the final score. And the top of the 3rd, Lane Thomas was a crazy score. Lane Thomas was struck out at the plate. Robles was on 3rd, but it was a swinging strikeout, and the ball got away from the catcher. And in the meanwhile of all of that happened, and Robles took off from 3rd to try to score because it was still a live ball, 2 outs, and because it was a swinging strikeout, they had Lane Thomas running to the first base. They missed throw on the ball. Boom. Robles scores. Lane Thomas is on first base. It was crazy. But it was a good way to get the game started. The scoring started. And unfortunately, it just didn't go well. That crazy way it scored, it didn't transpire well for the rest of the game. In the 5th, Adam Call had an RBI single. And in the 6th, Vargas had an RBI double. That's when the score was tied. And then after that, the wheels fell off. Then going into the second game, facing Max Scherzer, I already was like, wow, this is going to be hard. I already don't like facing Max. I know what he can do, but the Nats found a way to get the win. It was a 7-1 victory. Max actually left the game early with left side tightness. He said it wasn't really an injury or anything, but he just felt like it was tight. Earlier in the year, he had an oblique injury that had him out for a while. So he came out just to be preventive maintenance in the game. They were up, I believe, but the Nats put up 5 runs in the top of the 9th to blow the game wide open and beat them 7-1. Patrick Corbin put together his 2nd consecutive start that he won in a row. That puts him at 6-17. He's still the majors loss leader, but he's won 2 in a row, and he's had, I believe, in his last 6 starts, he's definitely pitched way better, and he had his location. And also, they said they changed his day in the rotation, took him out of pitching every 5 days. I don't know if it's every 4 days or every 6 days, but All I know is they said that they took him off every 5 days, and ever since they did that, it's he's been improving. He went 7 innings, only gave up 3 hits, 1 run with 5 strikeouts and a walk. Adam Ottavino took the loss that put him at 5-3. He went 1 inning, giving up 2 hits, 1 run with no strikeouts or walks. And like I said, Nat started out early in his game fast. Luis Garcia started out hitting a solo home run off of Max Scherzer. First pitch, second man at the plate. And apparently Garcia is 3 for 4 going against Mad Max. As I said, the game was 1-0 up until that point. I mean, it was 1-0 in the first. Then Lane Thomas hit a solo home run in the top of the 8th, which gave the Nats the lead because they were tied at 1 then. Went up 2-1, and that's it. In the 9th, they put up 5 runs. Palacio had an RBI single. C.J. Abrams had a 2-run RBI single. And Lane Thomas had an RBI single to account for all 7 runs the Nats put up. And they were looking to get the series win, the last game of the series, which was yesterday. And ironically, the final score of this game was 7-1 also. So like I said, 7's wild. The first game was a 7-3 loss. Second game was a 7-1 win. And now the third game of the series is a 7-1 win. And as I said, Eric Fetty bounced back very nicely in this game as he got the win. He goes to 6-9. He went 6 innings, only giving up 4 hits, 1 run with 2 strikeouts and a walk. Carlos Carrasco took the loss. That drops him to 13-6. He went 7 2/3, giving up 6 hits, 5 runs, 1 of those earned with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. In the first inning, Garcia got it started again early with the RBI single. Keibert Ruiz had a 2-run RBI single in the third. And then Vargas followed up with a 2-run RBI double to follow that up. And then in the top of the 5th, Cesar Hernandez put an exclamation point on the game with a 2-run homer, his first home run of the season. Last year he had 21. This year he hit his first home run on September 4th. So you saw the video, so they gave him the silent treatment. That's one of the baseball, one of the things that they do in those situations. If you check out the video, you heard him break it down on the footage. But yeah, it was a good week for the Nationals. We see some of the players that we've acquired and some of the players that we've called up have been playing pretty well. C.J. Abrams has been contributing offensively and defensively. Like I said, since he moved to the shortstop position, it's kind of shored up the infield. Luke Voigt hasn't been an issue ever since he's been at first base. He's been solid. Palacio, he's been in the lineup recently. He's been solid in the field and contributing at the plate. Vargas, like I said, he's had a great week being all over the place offensively and defensively. So it's some bright spots to look at for the Nats team. It's actually, good to talk about a positive week for them instead of, 3-4 and 2-4 and 1-5. So yeah, it was definitely that's why I said I had to come on there and do a quick Nats recap of the week. And let me go ahead and break down today's game, which was, as I said, a 6-0 shutout over the Cardinals in St. Louis. Anibal Sanchez won his second game in a row. Pitched pretty well. He puts him at 2-5. He went 5 innings, giving up 2 hits, no runs with 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. Jack Flaherty took the loss. That dropped him to 0-1. He went 5 innings, giving up 6 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, and a walk. And Mason Thompson earned his first save of the season. He went 3 innings, giving up 1 hit, no runs with 1 strikeout and no walks. In the top of the third, Lane Thomas had an RBI single. In the 6th, the Nats put up 4 runs. Lane Thomas walked in a run with the bases loaded. Then Luis Garcia had an RBI single. Joey Meneses had an RBI single. And Luke Voigt had a sacrifice fly to account for 4 runs in that inning. And then Keibert Ruiz hit a solo home run in the top of the eighth for his seventh of the year to make the score 6-0, which was the final score of the game, and to get the Nats week started going in the right direction against St. Louis with a 6-0 shutout victory, which I'm always happy about, especially on the road. I hate getting shut out at home, but I love when they shut out people on the road. And for the rest of the week's schedule, you have 3 more games in St. Louis. Tomorrow is a 7:45 start. Wednesday is a 7:45 start. And Thursday is a 1:15 start. And Friday, they travel to Philadelphia for a 3-game weekend series starting on Friday with a 7:05 start. Saturday is a 6:05. And Sunday is 1:05. So the Nets have a couple of series against the Mets and the Braves to finish up the season. I believe after they play Philly, they have the Orioles for 2 next week, and then I believe they have the Mets, Braves, and the Mets again. I have to look at the schedule. I know they're coming up, and the Mets and the Braves are fighting for first place as of today. Before the game started, the Braves are only back 1 game behind the Mets, so things are going to get real tight, and hopefully the Washington Commanders can. I'm sorry, not Washington Commanders. Washington. I'm sorry. I've set up video, and I looked at the Commanders. I'm supposed to say Nationals, but the Nationals are playing, play spoiler to some of these teams that's looking to get into the postseason. Unfortunately, they're not going to make it, and hopefully they don't hit the 100-loss plateau, which always sucks. But they're close to it. But they've been playing better ball, so we'll see how things go. And on that note, I'm going to finish up Nats talk. I'm about to go ahead and transition into Commanders talk. I'm about to play a quick video with the roster when they first came out, transition some things over, and get right back. So stay tuned. CP3 live from the lab. Be back in about a minute and a half.
Beats by CP3.
Just because I was like, DJ leads the team in tackles.
I'm with you. I've done the same thing. Antonio Gibson in some space, and he sets up the Commanders. Heineke to the end zone. Caught. Is he in? Yes. Touchdown, Washington. Cam Sims with the score.
Normally, this time in the preseason, you have a pretty good idea who's going to be on the 53-man roster.
Down to the 1-yard line. We thought that might be the outcome of the replay as we looked on it from our view from the booth, brought to you by Gold Vision.
That's right. Regular season is right around the corner. Starts on Thursday night with I think it's with the Rams and the Bills going at it on Thursday Night Football, and we have Week 1 with the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Washington Commanders. It's going to be a very interesting game. I'm not sure where I'm leaning right now. I need to, look at some tape and see some things. Go back and look at some of the preseason games, especially the third one. I really didn't check it out too much because they're so vanilla and so bland. But I'll go ahead and talk about Jacksonville, man, and then break down the roster after. My main concern is Doug Peterson, the head coach. He's a outstanding offensive coordinator and play caller. And when he was in Philly, we saw what he used to do and what he has done to Jack Del Rio when he was there. So my biggest concern is that I'm not sure what Jack Del Rio is going to employ with this new 4-2-5 defense. it's an opportunistic defense if you have the personnel, and I believe we have the personnel to run this defense. But the question is Del Rio going to put these guys in a situation, in a position to win and be successful using this scheme? Because we have the talent, we have the secondary, and we have the line that can do what needs to be done. But if you don't have a coordinator that's putting them in a position to win, that's game planning and strategizing and trying to find ways to disrupt the offense and not be reactionary or react to what's going on instead of, trying to force the action or force the hand, then you're already behind the 8 ball to start off the break. And then you're dealing with someone that's, a good offensive mind, a good game planner, a good game, can call the game well and knows your team because he was in the division for a while. And the fact that he knows Carson Wentz, which is a fact that I didn't even think about. Somebody pointed out, like, yeah, this isn't going to be a cakewalk, especially if the defense isn't firing on all cylinders the way we need them to be. We've known this team to constantly come out the gate slow on offense and defense, and it's getting old. So I know coach has been, talking about tempo, talking about the way you practice, the way you play, taking it more seriously, all of the, celebrating after making the play, all of that stuff. He's like, it's cool, but that's one play. You have to play that every down. So if you want to get excited about making one play, you need to make plays every play. So it's going to be an interesting season with the schedule that they have, with a lot of the question marks on defense and offense. We have the talent on paper, but is it going to translate on the field, which has always been an issue for this team and has always been, barometer for any team. Anybody can look good on paper and have all the players and all the stats and all this and that, but if you came in on the field, it means absolutely nothing. So that's one of my main concerns. Like I said, getting off to a fast start, offense, moving the ball and actually scoring touchdowns, and seeing what this offense can really do under Scott Turner. Because the same goes for him with his play calling and his strategizing. Now he has a full toolbox of weapons that he can use. And utilize, and I'm hoping that he does in the right way and put these guys in a position to win and be successful. We know that Wentz likes to throw the ball down the field, but we also know that, we have playmakers that can get the ball in space and make people miss and take the ball, take it to the house, 80 yards, 100 yards, if they, depending on where we are. So, I mean, it's, I'm always going to look on the optimistic side of it because we can look at the negative side of it and go, well, we don't know this and we don't know. So all we can do is wait and see. But going up against Jacksonville, they made some, moves in the off season. They spent some money, and they have a young quarterback that they just drafted last year that they're looking to take him to the next level. That's why they brought in Peterson, who is, like I said, a great offensively minded coach. So, yeah, I will be tuned in, checking it out, and you can always check out the pregame show and the postgame show, streaming live on my YouTube channel and on the Facebook channels, youtube.com/Carol Porter III with 3 eyes, streaming live before and after the game each and every week of the NFL season, even going into the playoffs if the team makes the playoffs. That's pretty much all I really want to get into about the game because, like I said, I had a pregame show, so I'll be doing my keys to victory and, tell her to take with these teams with no tape right now. This is the first game. And just give my preview for this game and see how things go. And quickly go through the roster breakdown. Like I said, it's been a fluid thing. They've added a couple of pieces after the original roster cuts. So I'm going to just go through it real quickly by position, name the players, and, to see why I feel about each position group. Quarterbacks, they kept 3, which everyone expected. Heineke, Wentz, and Howe. If they were to try to get him on a practice squad, he would not have made it. So that's why they wasn't even going to try to, release him and make so they feel more comfortable having 3 quarterbacks, which, with this team, we've seen that had to happen a few times. Running back, They kept 4. I didn't speak about the Brian Robertson Jr. situation with him getting shot. And if you saw the video from the medical breakdown that I posted, it was basically a miracle that the bullet went through his knee and didn't hit any ligaments, any bone, or anything, and that he's still eligible to play this year. They put him on a non-football related injury list, so he'll be out until at least week 5. If they put him on IR, it will be at least the 7th week of the season, maybe longer. So he made the team. You also have Antonio Gibson is in, as always, J.D. McClissick, and Jonathan Williams made the squad. Jared Patterson got released, but he was able to make it to the practice squad. I know a lot of fans were shocked and upset that he had got cut, but luckily he made it to the practice squad. Most of the players that they released made it to the practice squad, which goes for most teams in the league. They changed the practice squad rules this year. Normally, before pre-COVID, it was just players with no more than 6 games experience in any given season at one season could not be put on the practice squad. So now you have veterans on the practice squad because of the COVID protocol. People get sick, you can call up people from your practice squad to help out your team. So it's definitely a bonus to have that, especially with the situation and with the league year expanding by 1 year, 1 game. So, trying to find a way to, deal with the current situation and how things are. Wide receivers, they kept 6. Dotson, Diami Brown, Curtis Samuel, Dax Milne made the team. Terry McLaurin and Cam Sims. I was kind of sure that Cam was going to make it when they re-signed him, but he is one of the bigger wide receivers. I think the biggest wide receiver that we have. So, we saw him make some plays on the video you just saw. He made that nice 9-yard touchdown catch from Charlie Heineke. He had 2 plays after he got, lit up going across the middle, because unfortunately that's what Heineke does sometimes. He sets these guys up because he doesn't see the defender over the lineman because unfortunately he's not the tallest guy in the room. But neither here nor there, he made the team, and hopefully see some good things from his wide receiving core, because they definitely are going to be the catalyst to make this offense go. Tight ends, they kept 5. Logan Thomas has been cleared off the PUP list, but they're not sure the status come week 1. They're saying that they're still hoping that he'll be ready for week 1, and they're waiting to see. Curtis Hodges, Curtis Hodges, I'm sorry. He made the team. He had a good preseason. Cole Turner, rookie, he made the team. They said that, he had a calf pull, but he said that he was healthy. It was just being preventive maintenance with him, and he should be ready to go week 1. You still have John Bates, and then you have Armani Rogers, who's actually a quarterback, another quarterback turned tight ends like Logan Thomas and Jordan Reed, who was, ex-Washington player. He made the squad, and because of Bates was still out, Turner was out, and Thomas was out, they decided to go with 5. And, one of my favorite formations is, 2 and 3 tight end sets. You can throw out of it, you can run out of it, play action pass if you have quality tight ends that can catch, get them involved in the game, play action pass to the wide receiver over the top if they're worried about the running game that you can run out of it. So I'm hoping with them keeping 5 tight ends, and Scott Turner's going to realize, 2 and 3 tight end sets, can be your best friend, especially in short down and distance when, you're trying to move that ball and run the clock out and keep that time of possession. And last part of the offense, 9 offensive linemen. The line was one of the stronger points of this team last year, even though a lot of people don't realize that and talk down on them. They were rated number 6, according to PFF, which grades all the NFL teams' lines, every position. Trey Turner, he's Andrew Norwell, Wes Schweitzer, Charles Leno, Chase Rouillet, Chris Paul, the rookie, Cosme, Charles Leno, I already said Charles, Sadiq Charles, I'm sorry, and Cornelius Lucas round out the offensive linemen. Like I said, I like this, like the mix. They only have, on the whole roster, they only have 4 players over 30 years old, so we can say the youth movement and the rebuild is in full effect. And going to the defensive side of the ball, defensive ends, this is where it kind of threw me off. It's for the defensive end and defensive tackles. They had Daniel Wise listed as an end, but they also had listed him as a tackle. So I'm not sure if he's going to be playing both because officially they only have 3 defensive tackles on the roster right now. So I guess Wise might be. He can play both the 3 position and the defensive end. So as of right now, with Chase Young on the PUP list, they are carrying, I'll just say, 5 defensive ends. Shaka Tony, Montez Sweat, Casey Toohill, Smith Williams, and F.A. Obata. Defensive tackles, you got Allen, Payne, Mathis, the rookie, and Daniel Wise, who I just mentioned. Linebackers, which is everybody's, some of the fan base are upset saying we don't have quality linebackers and boom, boom, boom. But as I said, they're running the 4-2-5, which means you have 2 linebackers on the field, you have 3 safeties, 2 corners, and you have physical safeties that can play the run and still cover, which this team believes they have in the rookie Percy Butler. And with the corner, Christian Holmes, they have flexibility. You have that Buffalo nickel that Brian loves to use in his defense. And what I'm hoping is that Jack Del Rio is going to allow this to open up his defense and be more creative and be more aggressive and blitz and get pressure on a quarterback. I mean, I did see some nice things in the preseason where I saw Sweat in different places when he was rushing. He wasn't always on one side. He was over the center, he was over the guard, he was on the left side, he was on the right side. The few snaps that he was out there, they moved him around. So that's an encouraging sign for me. But the linebacker, John Bostic, re-signed last week after he got released by the Saints. Got Milo Eifler, Cole Holcomb, David Mayo, and Jamin Davis. He looked good in the weak side linebacker position, showing his speed, closing down, take a tackle for loss, blew up the play in the backfield. So there's a lot of upside. Cornerbacks, they kept 4 originally and acquired 2 after they were released from their team and didn't clear waiver or practice squad. So they actually purged 2 players from other teams that they said will probably be contributors on our squad. You have Kendall Fuller, as I mentioned, Christian Holmes, the rookie, William Jackson, Bitterman St. Juice, the second-year player. You got Castro Fields and Wild Goose, I believe. Those were the 2 players that they picked up. I think one was off of the 49ers and the other one was off of the Saints, I believe. And they said that they would be contributors to the defense. They have a good sign about them. I did a little bit of looking at some of them, and out of Castro Fields guy, they say that he was a steal. He was actually a 2021 pick. He was on the practice squad, got called up, put back down. Somebody else tried to pick him up, put him on the starting lineup, which you have to do. If you purchase him off the practice squad, they have to be on your active roster. And he made that the roster, but then went back down to practice squad. So they say he's a quality defender, game changer, and can definitely help this defense where they were weak at numbers for the defensive cornerback position. And at safety, they kept 5. You got Cam Curl, Bobby McCain, Derek Forrest, Percy Butler, the rookie who I was talking about, and Jeremy Reeves, who's been around this team for like the last 3 years on a practice squad. He started some, he's played some. But he finally made the 53-man roster, which is the first time he's done that. So congratulations to him. He's always staying positive and encouraging. Even when he wasn't on the team, he would still be tweeting out positive things during the game. I follow him on Twitter. And they say that he's a real cool and smart football player. And he's definitely going to help this defense and special teams. And on special teams, you got Tress Wade, Cameron Cheeseman, and Joey Slide. With Slide, like I said, he didn't instill the most confidence in me for the preseason. He did beat out his competition that was brought in early, so coach has confidence in him. So until he misses a kick during a real regular season game, he's 1,000% right now. So I'm not going to hate on him. Just hope that he's locked in and on point this year, because this fan base, you start missing some kicks, but they're ready to fire you and run you out of town and bring in somebody else. So it's going to be an interesting season, 2022. Right around the corner for the football season. So, as always, like I say, we'll have the pre- and post-game shows for the Commanders before and after every game. Tune in for CP3 Live at the Lab starting next week. Next week, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. And make sure you check out Sports and Hill Podcast next Monday night, 7 o'clock to old time. 9 o'clock as always. And then the following week, I believe Robbie G will be back. No, next week's is the 11th. Yeah, so next week. We was tracking the babies already. But yeah, Robbie G will be back in the building. And another show as always. So as always, we appreciate you checking out Sports on the Hill. I wanted to get on and get off real quick. I know it's a holiday. And everybody's chilling with their family and everything. Hope everybody was safe, had a good holiday and a good grub on the grill. The one day that you're supposed to grill, I didn't get a chance to grill today. That's ironic, ain't it? But as always, I'm about to get out of here with some independent music videos, throw some renegade tracks on and get up out of here. Make sure you check out the YouTube channel. Go follow and subscribe. YouTube.com/Carol Porter III. 3 eyes, not the number 3. Follow my Instagram, Carol Porter, my Twitter, Carol Porter, CE Porter III _ Sports OTHP or Tattoo Scorpio. Just Google #CP3 and it'll come up. All of my information, just Google me. That's what I tell them. Check out the website, sportsothp.com for all the episodes. I believe Robbie has it updated. I'll have the show updated to the podcasting platforms, if not by tonight, tomorrow morning. Make sure you check them out. Make sure you check out At the Bar Radio, Sundays at 6 o'clock. We had a great show last night with Super Cool Cat. You can check that out on my YouTube channel in about 3 hours. Had a good time cutting up, talking music, drinking, and having some fun. So make sure you check out the show Sundays at 6 o'clock. And DC Sports Without Politics. It's not just a catchphrase. It's not just a motto. It's what we do. CP3 live from the lab, and I'm out. See you next week.
I don't get this motherfucker right. Right.
If you ain't a boss, switch your position. They hating me on the low. I cannot listen. I pack your bag if you trippin'. I got me your superstition that you been looking for ways. Get me up off this mission. My grandma told me, boy, watch what you pitching. You stay safe at the base and not what you whipping. They just all in my business. Scotty knows just what a pippin'. Flow like I be rapping, tiptoeing J's when I'm riffing. They say I be hot, but I think I'm sizzling. Surgically put on the clinic, spit it out just to a dentist. Try to do me some good, but they say I'm a menace. We back and forth like it's tennis, and I can't mold out my image. But we can't really change what you already felt, and nobody can say we never did help, never did it to mention. So let's calm all the tension. Let's just show you what's real and just get back to this business, you know. Trying to make a flip up off a quarter P. This is what it is and what it's supposed to be. I've been right here if you ain't noticed me. It's them Southside Squad niggas for the D. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. We been right here if you ain't noticed me. A rapper step up to me. That be a no-no. I be deaf cause they so-so. WWE. I got the game in a chokehold. Stamp it just like a logo. Just keep it on the low-low. They like I'm back on my mojo. Man, I still be great. Either riding or solo. Used to bag up them Cincos just to make back that Ocho. Going into OT when I was loving that Coco. Spit it all on some promo. I'm talking tables and photos. Dying for what I love. I forgot about the Toto. Don't become a D-Rust. That mean you breaking the broco. Man, all of these threats, I might just buy me a fofo. Try and get all of these checks so I don't see you just no more. Man, you rapping ass niggas. I see you done change. Even when I touch my first million, I stay the same. You can't deliver the no. Fuck this game like a porno. They hearing this like, oh no, ain't from DC, but he go. Trying to make a flip up off a quarter P. This is what it is and what it's supposed to be. I've been right here if you ain't noticed me. It's them Southside Squad niggas 40 deep. We
hero.
I gotta wake up and go get the bread. I gotta go ahead and clip up the smash. She all in her feelings, she giving me sex. I got a slack, swerve on my ass. Count up on a move, that's a digital dash. They been just losing, I'm living these fads. Never go broke cause I got me a stash. I could never ever live in the past. I gotta wake up and go get the bread. I gotta go ahead and clip up the smash. She all in her feelings, she giving me sex. I got a slack, swerve on my ass. Count up on a move, that's a digital dash. They been just losing, I'm living these fads. Never go broke cause I got me a stash. I could never ever live in the past. But I dish it like I give it and go. Counting money while I chill at the stove. How I deliver, I've been at the dough. It's up to you how business will go. That 36 I get for the look. Count it up, no feelings will show. Spend so much, gotta get it some more. When they hands out, I just give them a no. How they always talk about me, but a nigga stand out. Watch out how you really walk up to me, that's a man down. All these niggas got these drums with them like a band now. I've been doing what I want, that's what you can't doubt. I've been just feeling myself. Do I just really need help? I got my weight up. I be just telling myself I got love for all of my dogs. I take a pay cut. Some niggas really gon' ride. Some niggas really slide. So go say a prayer. We ain't never gotta slap five. Nigga, just pay your tithes and call me the mayor. I gotta wake up and go get the bread. I gotta go ahead and clip up the smash. She all in her feelings, she giving me sex. I got a slack, swerve on my ass. Count up on a move, that's a digital dash. They been just losing, I'm living these fads. Never go broke cause I got me a stash. I could never ever live in the past. I gotta wake up and go get the bread. I gotta go ahead and clip up the smash. She all in her feelings, she giving me sex. I got a slack, swerve on my ass. Count up on a move, that's a digital dash. They been just losing, I'm living these fads. Never go broke cause I got me a stash. I could never ever live in the past.
Live from the lab. Many can copy us, but none can duplicate us. DJ Jules.
Run, young.
That boy P, so crazy.
No. I was down, now I'm really about to go get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with the vision. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet they didn't get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh, bet that we get up. Pushing this weight, I'm doing sit-ups. I was just dirty, now I got my fit up. Too good for these bitches, I bet they gon' miss us. And I pack a bag if you think that I'm trippin'. I keep this shit brisk, like I'm sip lips on. Even though niggas don't know what to get on. You ain't shit, till your niggas go and get on. Get you some pack, go make a flip homes. Yeah, I'm stuck in my bad ways. Niggas always being burnt out, so I dip them all in the ashtray. I don't understand these niggas that just always talking about, yeah, they past ways. I don't understand these bitches always comparing me to they past days. I give a fuck about you, you give a fuck about me. I just be rapping for money.
You be rapping for free. Feel like that I rap like a god. The reason they call me a G. I'm against all of these odds. Niggas ain't fucking with me. Never no worries, Hakuna Matata. They say that I'm hot cause the devil wear Prada. I'm Soulja Boy first and these niggas gon' follow. Catching no feelings, you catching these hollows. Ride with Rodriguez like I fuck with Rollo. Ain't got no time when I see this Movado. Bet that bitch shine like I'm in Monte Carlo. Looking at me like I done hit the lotto. Counting your last days, get hit up. Talking that trash, hey, on Twitter. Your bitch, she be bad, yeah, I'm with her. When she see me, her face be lit up. Boy, better go ahead and mind your business. I don't go back and forth like tenor. Run this game, I don't get no finna. But we bout to get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with division. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh,